Almost thought I was going to sneeze for a second. Well, it's Saturday. Oh my god, it's Saturday. This week flew by. This week absolutely flew by, and I need something more than just dead silence in here. Boy, is that loud. Apparently, my headphones were turned up all the way. Try not to sneeze. Okay, cool. Yeah, it is Saturday. It is Saturday. So we are gonna do some D&D planning, some talk about what all I have to do. And maybe come up with some ideas for what I am. Shiz, thank you for the subscription. You really don't have to do that, but I appreciate it so much. I really do. So, yeah, we have. What do we have? I guess I should talk about what happened last Saturday, because it's a little iffy. We're supposed to play every other Saturday, roughly. Really, it's the first and third Saturday of every month that we're supposed to play. And that's just to give me time to prep everything and make sure that I'm all, together. But start of the year, little wonky. So today should be the start of our actual schedule. And what am I gonna say? I guess last week, the party ended up going off and well, they made it through the encounter with those bandits to start with. They made it through the encounter with the bandits, as I knew they would. Bandits are nothing. They amazingly did not contract that disease. They were close. They actually, I think the monk rolled the lowest, and she just hit that DC to avoid getting infected. So, there's that. So I don't have to worry about that a whole lot right now, which is good. One less thing on my plate. What else? What else happened after that? They got to the town, did a little bit of nothing really. They just stayed the night and then moved on. I had a new player join us last week. My wife's best friend. So we've got 5 in the party now. And because I know her and I know her husband, I also told her, I was like, get your husband to our table, damn it. Like, get him over here. So hopefully that'll be happening. And then we'll have like 6. Well, I'll have like 6 players, which hopefully means a little more roleplay stuff. My game's lacking in roleplay. But no, they moved on after meeting up with the 5th party member, their new one. They moved on into the mountains. They did take their horses with them, which means that they cut the travel time down essentially in half, basically. Because traveling on foot, they move at the pace of the slowest member of the party, and unfortunately, that slowest member is a halfling, so pretty slow. But then riding horses obviously are much faster. So they pretty much cut their travel time down in half. and traveling through the mountains. We went through day 1 and day 2 all in the same day. Okay. We went through day 1 and day 2 all in the same day. So we went through the frozen corpse statue thing. I think they all left offerings. Just kind of a thing. I'm not gonna tie an effect to leaving offerings there or anything like that, so I'm not gonna worry about that. They came across the giant feather as I narrated the path that they were taking as traveling up ridge lines and then eventually winding back down a bit into the more forested foothills, just for a little bit before it wound back up, because paths always take or well-traveled roads are always along the path of least resistance. That's it. That's why, a lot of paths and roads will go through passes rather than just over a mountain or through a mountain, stuff like that. So path of least resistance often is quite winding. It's also the reason why highways are never just straight lines unless they're in completely flat lands. Looking at you, Nebraska. But yeah, so winding through, they came across the giant feather. They did immediately think rock, and that was fine, because I described the rest of the area as like, oh, rocks here and rocks there, and tried to mislead them. Called out a whole state. Yes, I did. Mountain lion encounter did not happen during the nighttime. But I roleplayed it as, so it was funny. So they came across the giant feather first, and then we did the mountain lion encounter. And it's midday. They're not super known for hunting during the day, but it's been known to happen. People have been stalked during the day by mountain lions and cougars and whatnot. Puma, whatever you want to call it, they're all pretty much the same cat. But yeah, I roleplayed it as I just had them all roll, and I was like, okay, well, you guys suddenly feel like, or you guys get the feeling as you're traveling through this forested area that you're being watched. And there, the barbarian immediately was like, he looked up and he was like, I'm scanning the skies. He was like, is there a rock somewhere around us? Is there a giant bird somewhere? And I'm like, no, it's not in the air. Sorry, buddy. He rolled really, really low on his perception and he couldn't tell where it was. But then the others, I was like, once they rolled, I was like, oh, you guys, like, as you're glancing around, you catch sight of, kind of hard to tell, but you catch sight of a mountain lion up in a tree, just watching you guys. And yeah, it was just fun. It's just another example of how the smaller roleplay encounters or the smaller non-combat encounters can completely derail the session for like 10-15 minutes, as they genuinely, like, a lot of the times they won't know what to do. You throw a bad guy in front of them and they're like, all right, we hit the bad guy, we do as much damage as we can. But you put a wall in front of them and say walk through it, and they're not gonna know what to do. Even if it's labeled as 9 3/4 or whatever, they're not gonna know what to do when you say walk through this wall, because they're gonna think it's a wall, and then they're gonna think I can't walk through a wall. So yeah, it just made for a fun time. And then because we pretty much blended day 1 and day 2 together, we ended right after the rock attack, because the session went on pretty long because we had to do very quick character creation at the very beginning. But we did do the sheep carcass. Only a couple of them recognized it as potential like bird dropping remains, although huge. The monk decided to debone the entire mass of wool and was like, I want the wool, it keeps me warm. And it's like, all right, well, the wool smells like shit too, but who am I to stop you? So the monk has a bundle of shitty wool. And then, yeah, they're riding their horses along this path, and the rock attacked. And they saw it coming, so they had a couple turns to prepare, which, you know, I wanted to do. And then it ended up in a mess of a fight. Absolute mess of a fight. Because I'm not going to play a giant bird as flying in, landing, and then sitting still throughout an entire battle. And I probably could have balanced it a little bit better, but it was also kind of entertaining. Because it did, I think the fight went on for like 8 rounds. 8 rounds in initiative. And with that, I mean, a rock only getting 2 attacks each turn really fucks it as far as action economy goes. But I was considering the okay, well, there's the possibility that it's just gonna grab them, fly them over the canyon or whatever, and drop them and try to kill them that way. And I never really got a chance because I played it originally as starting out, I played it as a bird that was kind of like quick striking, flying back a little bit, coming back in, flying back a little bit, coming back in. And they move so far that it was just, it was hard for the party to actually, keep up with just that movement, just the movement and the flying, and, you know, flying out of reach made it difficult for the party, to attack. So it was good. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. But they did kill it. They did kill it, and how they did it was the new player who's playing a rogue ended up getting grabbed, ate her horse. So now the party of 5 is down to 3 horses, all 3 of which have been sent off because of the rock attack. So they just kind of ran off ahead. The party's hoping they can find all their horses again. So we'll see. And then what happened? They sent the horses off. Rogue got grabbed by the rock. And then from there, it was kind of how do we get our melee characters, who are like half our party, into combat with this fucking bird without endangering themselves by hanging over a cliff. The monk ended up doing a long jump to grab onto the bird. Succeeded. So that was lucky. And then the barbarian, with his war pick that he's able to throw around, was able to do some damage. Also with, you know, counting the attacks of opportunity and whatnot. But he ended up getting kind of creative. So while the party's trying to knock this bird out and, you know, knock it out of the air, with the monk doing just that by doing monk shit and knocking it prone, had it fall out of the air for a bit, crash landing on the slope, and it was a good time narration wise. But all during that, the barbarian's just like, I can't do anything. This is bullshit. So what he ended up doing was taking out his immovable rod and like 100 feet of rope, tying 250s together, as well as his grappling hook that he had. And then he was like, and I'm just gonna wait. And So I was like, okay, and I already knew what he was gonna do. Like I knew. So he waits until that rock comes in close. And once it's close enough, he chucks the grappling hook, trying to wrap it around the rock. And he succeeds. It hits. It clamps on, or it doesn't clamp on, but it bites into the rock. And I was like, okay, this is it. Rock was like almost dead anyway, and I boosted. I think in stream we boosted the rock's HP up to 300. At the table, I boosted it up to 550. I was just like 300's not enough, because they did like 100 damage in a round, even with the disadvantage of being stuck on the ground. So I was like, okay, it needs more health to make this more interesting. But yeah, it was almost dead at like 550 health. He grappled it with the grappling hook. I was like, okay. And then poetically, our new player ended up getting the killing blow, as she leapt back and threw a dagger at it, and did all shit tons of damage and killed it. But we're talking about a giant, gargantuan-sized bird that is teetering on the edge of a cliff, that has a rope and grappling hook around its neck. And it's tied to an immovable rod. I was like, okay. I was like, I need some information first. So first thing was, I need to know how much weight that immovable rod can hold. And turns out it's 8,000 pounds. That's a lot. I was like, okay, well now I need to know how much a rock weighs. And I Google it, and I think it was like the Forgotten Realms wiki was like, oh yeah, a rock weighs roughly around 8,000 pounds. I was like, that's unfortunate for the immovable rod. Because ever since they got it, I don't know why I gave it to them, but ever since I got it and they got it, they've used that immovable rod in all sorts of different manner. Always entertaining, but yeah, they ended up essentially hanging this bird as I described the rope going taut between the rock and the immovable rod, but it wouldn't stop there because the rest of the body is still able to move. So it spun around, ended up sliding off the cliff. Rope still taut, ended up catching. First, we hear a snap in the neck. And then we see the immovable rod move a little bit before the rope snaps, and then the bird goes tumbling down the cliffside into the, forest below. And yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. I'm happy because I just got rid of like 85 feet of rope from the barbarian, as well as his grappling hook. The rogue lost a dagger, I guess. But yeah, otherwise, like, not a whole lot in the danger department, to be completely honest. So that leaves us to, where we're at now. They just finished the rock attack. They're going to come across the rock babies. Whatever they decide to do with those, I don't know. And then they'll probably sleep after that. So here's the thing. Day 3, which is going to be the start of day 2 now, I put in that there was going to be a blizzard. Right? I was going to put in that there was going to be a blizzard. But day 2's weather technically was the clear sky because of how I wrote it out. I think I'm gonna erase these first of all. I'm gonna erase this because day 1 and day 2 are now just day 1. And then this is gonna be day 2. Whether this becomes day 2 or day 3 is kind of up to the party. We will see, though. We'll definitely see. So yeah, it's gonna be a big question. It's gonna be a big question. So let's see here. What am I gonna do? First, I guess I need to figure out, are they gonna be able to find their horses? 2 of them are regular riding horses. The other one's a war horse. Like a well-trained beast should have all the fear essentially trained out of it. Very well disciplined. So I'm thinking they'll be able to find the war horse. The other two, I think I might leave it up to animal handling checks. I think I'm going to leave the other 2 up to animal handling checks. How high of a check, I have no idea. But I guess we'll see. Okay. Getting caught up on stuff. So they haven't had these horses for long, but I mean, I wouldn't think that they'd be like, they're not completely wild either. They did get them out of the big city, the capital, so I'd say they'd be good horses. Let's say DC 10 feels too low, but DC 15 also feels too high. DC 15 might be more like a 50-50 or closer to it. I don't know if I want to do that to them. Because I don't want to be a complete asshole. I still want it to be fun for them. I still want them to do what they want. And, you know, obviously having horses throughout this is going to be really good for them. So maybe I will make it something like 10. Maybe I will make it like 10. Find lost. Let me make a note here. The warhorse will be nearby still. The riding horses, though, I think we're gonna do a we'll say a DC 11. DC 11 animal handling check to persuade the horses back. Hello, Hugh Trashtendo. Can we have a racist dwarf? No. Actually, well, That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. And I think it's kind of a topic that I've backed off of in my game, because originally I was gonna have some racism in my game, against like tieflings and stuff. Although I guess I still have racism in my game, because I do have some tieflings like actually hiding what they are. I mean, sure, they might come across a racist dwarf eventually. It's an adult game. It's an adult game, so kind of adult themes. The only stuff we don't do is like, I'm not gonna roleplay sexual encounters with anybody at the table. Just cause, boy, that would start to get real awkward unless it's with a giant orgy. But the racism, yeah, maybe. Don't say anything racist, but we could talk about having a racist character. Because I've already put them in. I've had people that are racist against the tieflings. I've had people that are racist against the monk, who's a half elf, half orc. They're an elf orc. It was like some homebrew. They asked if they could be it. I found some homebrew that wasn't completely overpowered, and I was like, yeah, sure, this works. And she was happy with it. So, I've had elves be racist towards her just because they're able to recognize that there's something not right about her. Mostly because elf orcs in my game don't exist. So she's a one of a kind thing. But yeah, I don't know. Racism's a tough subject. I know a lot of people will say avoid including racism in your game. It really depends on the party. It really depends on the people at the table. And it's not like when I do it, I don't actively pick on people. It's just kind of like, oh, this is an offhand thing that you heard or that your character experienced, stuff like that. Which is probably the safe way of doing it. Obviously, I haven't come up with any slurs or anything, and I'm not going to. But yeah, if I need the effect of a slur, I'll just say, oh, they mutter a slur against you. Yeah, you just thought it would be funny if a little dwarf would be this kind of guy. I mean, racism can occur in anybody, so sure. Absolutely sure. It can happen. It absolutely can happen. If you want to go typical Tolkien, you can make dwarves racist against elves, or you can make dwarves racist to anybody that doesn't live underground. Oh god. Just call them daywalkers, I guess. Anything can really be a slur if you intend it to be a slur. But yeah, sure. Why not? Racist dwarf somewhere. I wouldn't ever encourage a player to play racist. I wouldn't encourage a DM to play racist. But if you are going to put racism in your game, be very careful about it. And expect resistance from the players. Daywalkers, so the dwarf is a vampire. You know what? A dwarf vampire is not a terrible idea, shiz. Actually, kind of fits, because if you did have a vampire in your game, why wouldn't the vampire go after people that like actively didn't live in the sunlight? They lived underground. So why don't you find vampires in the Underdark? There's a question. You go to the Underdark, you find dark elves, you find mind flayers, you find cave horrors and all sorts of stuff, but you don't find vampires. Why wouldn't you find a vampire in the Underdark? There's a question. There's a question for anybody that wants to answer. Not enough food? I mean, integrate yourself into the Dark Elf Society, or what are they called? I don't remember what they're called. But yeah, integrate yourself into dark elf society and boom, you got food all over the place. Or is it because, maybe there's something physiological. Maybe vampires can't feed on dark elves and Durgar and the whatever the dark gnomes are, the Sneflibibin, whatever they are. It's a weird name. Maybe there's something physiological about it. Or maybe it's because, and stay with me on this one, maybe it's because all of those people grow up underground. And garlic grows up underground. So all of those people smell like garlic constantly. This is logic, right? This is A equals B, so B, or A equals B and B equals C, so A equals C. Oh God. All right. So when you're creating your game, just remember that the entirety of the Underdark smells like garlic. It smells like BO and garlic. Yeah, anyway. So DC 11 animal handling check to get the horses back. I think that's high enough. No, I think it's low enough to where it should be fairly easy to get them back, but high enough to where there's still the possibility of failure. It's your world, you create it. Exactly. Yeah, so I think DC 11 should be good. Unless they roll like a 1 and then that horse is fucking gone. And that's fine by me, because then they're going to be stuck with a couple horses, but they're still going to be moving fairly slowly. No, actually, if they put the slowest members on the horses, then it'll slow the horses down just a little bit. I don't think it would cause too much of an issue. Because the monk can move like 45 feet a turn. I think the barbarian moves 40. So I think they'd be moving at 40. So it would slow the horses down just like by like what, a third of its speed. So not too terrible. Not too terrible. Okay, so we're editing the weather, because day 2 or day 3, what used to be day 3 is now day 2. I wanted a fucking blizzard. I want to hit them with a blizzard up in the mountains. Because I want to make them suffer. I want to make them suffer. The blizzard, I put con saves. I didn't say what DC. We need to come up with a DC for blizzard. And actually, I think there's tables out there. Let me Google something real quick. Let's see if anything comes up with a Blizzard DC save. Looks like a Reddit post. And then everything else is about a blizzard in Washington, D.C., and I don't care about that shit. A blizzard from an ice giant magician? That's not a bad idea. So if you read through, and I don't know if this is big enough, and here, I'll zoom in a little bit more. So I'm gonna have imps up there, because story-wise, they're there. But I'm gonna have imps. I'm also gonna have these ice golems. And I think, oh, I was gonna give them a cold aura and I never did. Oh, shite. Well, it's a good thing I do these streams, because I need this information for today. But the ice golems absolutely could be a source of a blizzard. They had already gone through one blizzard, and it was because of a blizzard elemental. I kind of homebrewed a mix of ice and air elemental. And Scythro, welcome. It's been a long time since I've seen you. You're deeply invested in the imps, as we all are, as we all are. Because what's more fun than invisible little poisonous venomous bastards. Scorpions are considered venomous, right? If it stings or bites, it's venomous. If you bite it and it hurts you, it's poisonous. Ugh, messy. So Blizzard, obviously in a Blizzard, visibility is going to be dropped. You love the imps from Hell of a Boss. I don't know what that is. Sad to say, I don't know what that is. So visibility would be reduced. Yeah, that's fair. Movement, I think a Blizzard would pretty much turn all movement or all terrain into difficult terrain, just because of the wind, snow, ice, stuff like that. Oh, hold up. Extreme heat or cold. Is that in the DMG? Oh, I forgot about that. It's a YouTube series, really good. I'll have to check it out. Extreme heat or cold. I think that's in the DMG. Let's look. And of course, I'm not just gonna, like, start flipping page by page. We use the appendix. Extra explosives, exploration, experience points, expenses. No, not there. What about heat? Heat, 110. Ooh, yeah, this is it. It actually, like, it took me right to the wilderness survival thing. What does the DMG say on this? Extreme cold, okay. Whenever the temperature is at or below 0 degrees Fahrenheit, a creature exposed to cold must succeed on a DC 10 con save at the end of each hour or gain 1 level of exhaustion. Actually, that's pretty much what we're doing anyway. So DC 10 con save is not bad. Creatures with resistance or immunity to cold damage automatically succeed on the saving throw. Ooh, that, and I guess they're all decked out in like winter clothing and stuff like that. Anyway, DC 10 is what that said. So I have to consider how cold. Well, they're also mountain climbing. It gets real cold up there. Your life is so embarrassing. You draw a whole day, maps, and make stories, but you don't know a single person who actually wants to play. I'm sorry to hear that. Trash Tendo. You should try, if you're looking for a party and you don't mind online play, Roll20. Roll20, you can go on like the subreddit, stuff like that. There's always people looking for more players. There's always people looking to form groups. And if you're actually offering to be DM with all your maps and stories, you will easily get a party of players. You'll literally have the pick of the litter. Such is the life of a DM. It's kind of like being a healer or a tank in an MMO. Everybody goes DPS. Nobody wants to actually do the work. So, yeah. See, Scythro found his current group on Roll20. It's great. It's great. And there's, yeah. Trash Tendo, check it out. If Roll20 wants to sponsor me, I will definitely pimp their stuff. But there's also lots of other like websites and group finders, stuff like that. I think there is a website called Group Finder or something like that. And it can help you find. It can even help you find players that are local to you if you wanted to play in person. Stuff like that. So yeah, lots of resources online now. 80s and 90s, early 2000s, probably quite a bit harder to find people to play D&D. But with the explosion of like Critical Role, and with the explosion of online based tabletop stuff, there's so many people that want to play. So many people. You're new in D&D. Well, welcome to D&D. I myself have only been playing for like six years, I think. But yeah, lots of resources out there. Just start Googling that stuff. And also, since you're new, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them. I'm always happy to answer questions. Okay, so my players have like cold weather clothing. One of them's a Goliath. I think he's gonna be immune from the blizzard con saves. If the monk is really gonna take that shitty angry meatball, hey, and yes, my whole chat is always happy to answer questions. How you doing, angry meatball? Yeah, if the monk decides to use that shitty wool for its extra insulation, I'd probably let her get away with not doing that. But the cleric wearing all metal armor, probably gonna have a hard time. The ranger, I think I would have them do that. Because generally the clothes that they're wearing are just to protect them from the like regular weather, but an extreme blizzard up there. An extreme blizzard, I think I would just say, you know, you got to make the con saves regardless of what you're wearing. It's just difficult with all this different races. There are a lot of different races, and Trash Tendo, if you're literally just starting out, my suggestion, don't look at any of the other books, only look at the player's handbook. Start there, get familiar with the stuff that's in there, and then slowly branch out. It's part of the reason why I actually got deterred from playing 3.5, because it was like right at the end, or it was right before 5e came out. And I looked at all the information all at once, and I was like, this is too much. There's so much shit here. You want me to like go through all of this and memorize all of it? No. Just one little bit at a time. Nah, in the 80s was rampant, so you've heard. Well, okay, so I'm sure it was, but finding an actual group, I would imagine was quite a bit harder. Unless you were going to like the local community center, or you know, you knew where to go. But for folks that didn't know where to go, I'd imagine it was harder, a lot harder than it is now. Not saying it was impossible, but harder. Scythro, you introduced your sister and 3 of her friends to TTRPGs today. Oh. One shot with a simple system. Nice. What system? Was it just like a simple D6 system, Scythro? And what kind of one shot did you run? I'm sorry, Angry Meatball. I'm sorry. Headaches suck. Headaches really suck. And Shiz is right. Sometimes serious answers will happen. Most of the time, it's a lot of ass clownery. That's what we do here. We're professional ass clowns. Geeks abounded in certain circles. That's all I'm saying. Because I've heard other people's stories of like they're praising how easy it is to find people nowadays for their games. But I don't know. I wasn't I wasn't around in the 80s. I don't know shit firsthand. I'm going off of information that other people have told me. So I'm a secondhand source of knowledge. Aren't we all, though? I guess as long as I know you roll dice, you know 90% of the game. No, actually, I'm gonna say no. 90% of the game is being able to be imaginative. It's being able to improvise, not well, but just improvise and use your imagination. That's 90% of the game. The other 10%, the other 9% is rolling dice, and then the last 1% is knowing what's in the books. That's it. It's a percentile system, and they navigated a medieval city during the Black Plague. Ew. Trying to find out where it comes from and how to stop the spread. Sounds very neat, Scythro. I like that. Sounds very neat. Okay. DC, fuck it. We'll make it 10. Because we're also talking about levels of exhaustion, and they're gonna have to roll. How long is this blizzard gonna last? How long is this blizzard gonna last? Should we roll like 46? What's 6 times 4? 24? Yeah, let's roll 4d6. Where's my dice? Oh. Let me grab my big box of dice. One of my daughters gave this to me as my Christmas present this year, and I absolutely love it because I ran out of space in my big-ass dice bag. And now I can put all my dice in this box, and it only fills it up halfway. Let's see. I need 4d6. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So, because my box is only filled halfway, that means that I need more dice. But my wife says, no, you can't buy more dice, because I need more dice, and she doesn't have the container large enough for the dice she has now. Containers are meant to be filled. You like to limit player race availability based on the setting. Current campaign is based on Grimm's fairy tales. Yeah, that works too. That works too. I've been real lenient about what my players play because I don't care a whole lot. But it does make it a little more difficult when your player comes to you and says, "Hey, I want to play a half elf, half orc. Is that a thing?" And then I have to go find some homebrew somewhere because I'm trying to appease my players. All right, 46. Let's see how many hours. This blizzard is gonna last. Because this should be anywhere from 4 to 24 hours. So at the most, a full day blizzard. I would be amazed if we actually hit 24. And I realize rolling dice does not look good on camera, but hey, enjoy it. Just let me know when to stop. Still looks bad. The ability to say no as a GM is just as important as the ability to say yes. Yes, that's very true. That's very true, Angry Meatball. Although, and I mean, I've said no. Normally, if I say no, and they have that whole like yes and rule in improv, and they say try to adapt it at the table, but sometimes you gotta say no. And a lot of the time when I say no, it's because somebody rolled a nat 20 and they're like, well, doesn't that just automatically succeed at whatever I'm doing? And I say no, because we don't play that rule. We don't play that rule. Nat 20s and nat 1s are only actual crit fails or crit successes in combat. That one I go by the book on. All right, let's roll this. 5, 6, 3, 2. That is a 16-hour blizzard. Right? Yeah, that is a 16-hour blizzard. God damn. All right. So I guess that sounds about right. I think that's just a little high for I think it's just above the peak on the bell curve. So a 16-hour blizzard. That means that that means that they're going to have to make 16 con saves throughout the in-game day. And that's a lot. That is a lot. That's a lot of con saves. So because of that, we also want to kind of I want to, because I like to plan. I like to really plan. That way I don't have to improv too much as far as mechanics go. I want to make sure that I have mechanics planned out. So that's 16 con saves from those that are gonna have to make them. They should be fine. They should be fine, but we have to keep in mind 6 fails is just straight up death. I don't think we would hit that point. But we also have an abandoned camp that they're going to come across. And I very, very highly expect the players to actually just go, well, fuck this blizzard. We're just going to camp for the whole day. So, okay. If they want to camp the whole day, they certainly can. Is there going to be firewood for them? I have no idea. Are they going to have a way to keep warm during this outside of just huddling up in their tents? I have no idea. If they do huddle up in their tents and they get a fire going, how is that going to affect the con saves that they're supposed to be making? We'll see. Are the players going to have any way to have an idea of the severity of the storm? That's a good question. That kind of stuff I actually leave up to the rolls. And that one would probably be... I would let them do either a nature roll or a survival roll for that one to see, you know, oh, should we fucking hunker down, or is this something that we're going to be able to push through? But at the same time, they're also kind of on a time crunch. Oh shit, and I guess their horses are going to have to make con saves too, aren't they? Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be really bad. I like this already. What the hell is the con score on a horse? Let me go to my trusty website. I could probably pull it up in like PHP, but bestiary. I have a reference website. It's super awesome. It has like all the 5e stuff. The legality could be argued. An NPC they can talk to before going out. Storm's coming, looks pretty nasty. Might last the whole day. That's the issue, Meatball. They're already out. They're already out on their own in the mountains trying to travel. They're not going to be encountering any NPCs on this path. Oh god, I'm hungry. I didn't eat today yet. Well, you know what that means. Almonds. Imagine there's a cave, but it's a home of a volcano dog. Not a bad one. Does it give a disadvantage on saves? Yeah. 16 saves could go bad very quickly. This is going to be one of those things where, okay, so let me say, the barbarian, the Goliath barbarian, who already has like cold weather resistance, also has some winter clothes. He's going to be fine. The monk, and they all have cold weather clothes. No, there's no paladin in the party. They all have cold weather clothes. Because of that, I could probably drop the DC. Let's say... we'll do that. DC 9. Cold weather clothes are helping. DC right now, I think is going to be 9. The monk, if she decides to stuff that shitty wool into her clothes to try to keep her warm, I'll give her advantage on that. If like the players are gonna have to, I'm just yeah. I'm just sitting here. I'm creating a problem. That's it. I'm creating a problem. I want them to come up with solutions. They could come up with all sorts of solutions. I'm sure they have torches. I'm sure they have access to fire. If they don't, they're gonna have to come up with something else. But they have ways. And if they come up with solutions, I'm gonna give them advantage on their rolls. If they just go, oh well, we'll just keep walking, well, it's gonna be a straight roll for you, bud. I'm sorry. That's it. It's kind of like, it's not punishing them for not being creative. It's just, if you're more creative and you're able to problem solve, because that's what this is. It's all problem solving. It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. If you want to brute force your way through the puzzle, you can. It's going to be harder. Or you can try to solve the puzzle and it'll be, getting through it will be a lot easier. Yeah. So that's it. What level is the party? They are level 8. They are level 8. And I think... I don't know when I'm going to level them up to level 9. Because I used to keep track of their levels and XP and all of that in I homebrewed a simple XP thing. That way I could give XP based on roleplay encounters and combat encounters, and it would make roleplay encounters viable. But I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go to regular milestone. The only issue with that is then I have to figure out where my milestones are gonna be. And since it's all on, progression and all of that is all on the party, I don't know. And excuse me. Like I said, I haven't eaten today, so. Almonds. They're good for you. You know what? No. I'm going to go back to making that 10. And after 2 levels of exhaustion, the party's going to go, oh, shit, this is bad. This is going to be really bad for the horses, though. Because I don't think they're going to have a way of preventing the horses from dying. Let's see. A riding horse has a +1 to con. What does a war horse have? +1 to con. Those horses are going to have a hard time. They could use them like in Star Wars. They could tauntaun the horses if they really needed to. XP-based leveling would be exploited by the people of the world. You have a campaign planned about goblins trying to escape the goblin XP farm pit. That implies that, like, people in your world know that they have levels. Which makes it more MMO-y. So a 10 with no bonuses is a 55% success rate. Yes, that's true. With proficiency and no stat bonus, 70%. With proficiency and plus 2 con, 80%. Yeah. So, it's not bad. It's not bad. And I think all my players have a... I think all my players have a plus 2 to their con. At a minimum. At a minimum. So, we're looking at a good... like a really high success rate for these con saves. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Thanks for doing the math on that for me. Although, I don't think any of them have proficiency in con saves. Yeah. +1 raises the odds by 5%. Yeah. Yep, the wizards built a mob farm. Oh god. A Minecraft like campaign. That'd be interesting. Okay. So, there's that. The horses are going to be a problem, but you know what? That's a problem that the party's going to have to solve on their own. Yeah, the barbarian has proficiency in con saves. So the party right now consists of a barbarian, which I think is con or strength and con. There's a D&D mod in Minecraft. Oh, now I'm gonna have to check that out. Monk, which I believe is Dex and Wisdom. Ranger, which I think is Strength and Dex. Cleric, which I believe is Wisdom and Intelligence. And then Rogue, which is Dex and Intelligence. So only one of them has proficiency in con saves. Con save proficiency is kind of rare. Actually, I don't know what classes actually get con proficiency outside of barbarian. Wizard? Does the wizard? I'm not sure. Thanks. The gimmick of the campaign will be boss fights against wizards specialized in the different schools of magic. Ooh, I like that. I like that idea, Scythro. That's a really good one. Okay. Sorcerer gets con and charisma. Okay. So yeah, it must be like barbarian and then a couple spellcasters. Blizzard, 16-hour blizzard, DC 10, that should be fine. The real issue is going to be the horses, but that's a problem that the party's going to have to solve. It is what it is. That's what the game's about. It's not just about, my games aren't just about combat. It's about, you know, problem solving regardless of whether you're currently in mortal danger or not. You actually played with the idea of building battle maps in D&D. You can really work with 3D elements, perspective, and available information. Also, the blocks are convenient for movement. Oh, yeah. Yeah, battle maps in my... Yeah, I caught you. Yeah, I caught on to that. And that's actually not a terrible idea. Another thing that you can do, and I know people do this. Legos. people use Legos for creating their battle maps, and instead of using like miniatures from WizKids or anything like that, or Hero Forge or yada yada blah blah blah, they'll use Lego minis. Rhiannon, hello, welcome. But yeah, Legos. If you have old Legos laying around, Legos can be great for creating battle maps. Because you know, a 2x2 square piece could be your 1-inch grid. Every time we talk about D&D, you have to think about the spider builders from Final Space. In your mind, spiders and D&D is heavily connected. Maybe. You bought 1-inch wood cubes from the craft store. That works too. Rhiannon, I don't know. Because more often than not, I kiss for free. So yeah, Legos are a good option. Nobody needs a full battle map. Let me show you this. I bought like 3 packs of these, and they're fantastic. They are, they're whiteboard. They're gridded whiteboard pieces. They have these interlocking like notches and tabs, and they're fantastic. If you want more modular, semi-modular maps, they're fantastic. They're great. And I don't remember what they're called, but you can find them on Amazon. I think you get a pack of like, you get a pack of 4 for, I don't know, like $10. And then you just buy dry ice, buy dry ice for fog effect, and then dry erase markers. And that's it. It works way better than like the Chessex mats. And that's mainly because I don't like using wet erase markers, and I know that the Chessex mats can stain really, really easily. Find other solutions. That said, and because I'm a Critical Role fan, I looked up what they use for the big like sheet battle maps. And mats by Mars. I've bought a few of their battle maps, and they are fantastic vinyl mats. They're super nice. A little spendy, but they're really nice. Or a fog machine. Yeah. Pop in a fog machine. Get your boyfriend's vape and like put a little blower on it or something and just make it produce constantly. And then your fog smells like strawberries or whatever, or cotton candy. Yeah, lots of tips and tricks. You do not have to buy what everybody else is using. There's always other stuff out there. You know, yeah, I'm sure you've seen people that use their TVs, like they use TVs or project that, you know, they'll run an in-person game but still use Roll20 for all the battle mats and stuff like that. Whatever works. Ew, a vape. But yeah. Oh, and Rhiannon, since you're here, I guess I'll show off. Sparkly pink. It took like, I think there's 5 layers on there because it's like a clear coat base, 2 of the pink, and then 1 of the clear coat with glitter in it, and then another clear coat on top. It's a lot. You used to draw it out? Yeah, draw it out. Get a big ass, I don't know where it is right now. I don't know where it is right now, but I have a huge mat like those, like what you'd see in like office places. So hold on. How high can I get my voice? How high can I get my voice? Ew. Is that good? Did I do it? Ew. Ew. I don't know. I don't know the timing on the sounds, when to like cut it out and drop rise. I'll practice my ewoos. But they have the they have those pads, those huge, sounded like a goddess, thank you. They have those pads of paper, the huge ones. They're like 2.5 by 3 feet, they sell them at like Office Depot, Office Max if they still exist, Staples. They're a little spendy, but it's like 60 huge sheets. And if you just want to get that and a fucking pencil or markers, grab a pack of Crayola markers and one of those, and you are good to go. That's it. I've known people that use like what is it? There's a specific kind of paper, and I can't remember what it is, but it actually comes with like a it's like adhesive on one side. And because of that, the film to protect the adhesive has an actual like 1-inch grid on it. Buy that shit and use that. It doesn't matter. And then build Legos, or if you like to do crafty stuff, there's lots of YouTube videos and channels online that show you how to make all sorts of stuff. Can we make an UU command that makes you do that every time? Maybe. Either that, or I'll bake it into the Notice Me Senpai simp command. Or simp command response. More like a channel points reward. 3M has a big post-it that's got a grid on it. Yeah, see? Go buy that. If you want to go cheap, go cheap. Yeah. Lots of different stuff. That said, I've tried to go cheap in a lot of different ways, and because of that, I spent a lot of money. But I also do like crafting and stuff. I think you can see it right. Oh, it's weird. Right there. I'm looking at my camera. That right there is the hot wire cutter I have for like cutting foam and stuff, because trying to work on that as well and get used to that. Yeah, that is a good idea. My nubs nibs. Yes. I have a lot of nubs nibs rewards. Did I reset them all? Okay, I did. Yeah, I did. 100 nubs nibs for uwu time. You made towers and walls out of styrofoam? Yeah. Styrofoam, cardboard. I've seen some really, really nice cardboard. And actually, I think I follow somebody on Twitter that does like, I think their Twitter handle is Cardboard DM. And they do a shit ton of terrain just with cardboard. They'll print out some graphics. Like, do this shit. I actually, where's my stuff? Took me a second of digging to find it. You guys really want me to do it again, don't you? You can buy these little wooden discs, these 1-inch wooden discs online, and they're pretty cheap. Get yourself a printer. Get used to playing in like Paint, or I use paint.net, which is a better version of Paint, because it lets you work in layers and stuff like that. But I did that, and then I took these wooden discs, these little 1-inch wooden discs. I print out a bunch of these things. I printed out skulls for one side, and then on the other side, a picture of the creature with a little, if I can get that to focus a bit, hard to see, but bottom left there is a little bubble area where I just put like, I lettered them. So I have like A through G or whatever, however many is like 8 or 10. I've got a whole bag of these that I used before I started getting actual miniatures. cheap stuff, visual aids always help. And what's going to happen throughout this stream is I'm going to end up filling my desk with all sorts of shit that I'm never going to put away again. You have a fairly cheap dark vision simulator setup. Bought some old red light bulbs and a couple strings of red LED Christmas lights. Use them as the only light source at the table when players want to only use dark vision. That's neat. I like that. I'd love to do a setup like that, but we don't play at my house. I travel to my friend's house and we play there. So, but eventually when I get an actual house and I have a space that I can set up for this, I'll definitely do stuff like that. Enjoy your covert mission for the president, Rhiannon. Take a nap. I know you need it. It's enough light to see shapes in each other by, but you don't get colors, and it's hard to read. Impossible to see the face on the die. That's dedication. That's dedication. It really makes people consider the use for light sources. Yeah. No, that's smart. I love it. I really like that. Okay. So, Blizzard. Got that. I think I'm happy with that. Abandoned camp. We'll turn that into a positive, or like a for sure things. Abandoned lockbox, spring-loaded trap with ball bearings. Let's do ball bearings. DC, what? We'll say DC 13 lockpick. DC 16 trap. Anyone is free to steal the idea for personal use. Yes, that's a good reminder, Meatball. Actually, anybody here wants to steal any of my ideas, go for it. Please feel free to do so. I will say eventually I'm gonna publish this stuff on like DM's Guild and our drive-through. So if you're here and you want to steal it now, go for it. It must be said, though, that when I do that, it's probably going to be pay what you want. So, you know, Thanks for responding to the Stream Elements bot, Scythro. Spring Locked explains whole Five Nights at Freddy's lore. Yeah. What's going to be in this lockbox, though? What if there's nothing? You beg us basically to steal your ideas. I like to share. And I like to get feedback. And I mean, if you like, I don't work. Of course I'd love to be supported, but you know, somebody wants to support me, then they'll support me. I don't expect it out of everybody. Something important for lore. You know what would be important for lore? Is having nothing in that box other than the ball bearings. That would be important for lore. Because where they are headed is a monk temple, and having just a spring-loaded lockbox trap, I could play it off as being like a training thing. Like it's just there to train their like finer motor skills and dexterity, train their awareness of traps and stuff like that. So I could just have nothing in it. You have 20 homebrew magic items published on D&D Beyond. You love people using your stuff? Yeah. Yeah, so I could just put nothing in there. The ultimate scam. Yeah, I could just put nothing in there, and lore-wise, it would fit. Something related to prayer? Yeah, I could do. I was actually thinking that too. I was thinking, well, what about like a flower, or like not a rosary because they're not Catholic, but something similar. The treasure was your faith, yeah. Or it's a mirrored bottom. Ooh. I like that. A mirrored bottom. That way when you look inside, the only thing you see is yourself. Ooh, what if, and I went quiet for a second because I'm sitting here thinking, what if it's a mirrored bottom, but because this temple is dedicated to the wild spirit, they're all animals and nature, and like they're kind of spiritual nature monks, essentially, living up on a mountain. What if what you saw in the reflection wasn't just yourself, but I'm gonna use this word because it came to mind, but please know I'm not a furry. What if they saw their fursona, you know? What if they saw their spirit animal? That would be kind of cool. Actually, that would be kind of cool. And Trash Tendo likes the fursona. That would be kind of cool. And it would work with the barbarian, because the monk temple is where his brother is or was or whatever. That's why they're going. Barbarian wants to check on his brother. But what if that would work, because he's a totem barbarian. So when he looks in the mirror, he sees a bear, or like he sees like kind of the shadow of a bear, or the aura of a bear around himself. But oh, holy shit. I really like this idea. Mirrored bottom shows animal spirit within the viewer. So, and I'm going to write their player names. Nomad is going to be, obviously, the bear, because he's gone bear totem on, like, all of them so far. Shillelagh is going to be, Shillelagh is my ranger. The Never-Ending Story did it before you. Fuck! Okay. Maybe it did. I've only seen the Never-Ending Story like twice. Once when I was younger, and then another like a year ago, and I hardly paid attention. I don't know. There are no original ideas though, so don't ever feel bad for stealing stuff for your own D&D game. Some people will go, "Oh, this is just like how it happened in da-da-da," and it's like, well, cool. That means if it's something you came up on your own, that means it's a good idea, right? Because it was used in mainstream media or in a movie or something like that. That's a good idea. And if you're just blatantly ripping it off, just go, oh yeah, I was inspired by that. That's fine. What would the mirror box have been made for? What is it used for in the temple? To answer that question, Scythro, I think it's going to be part of the monks' training. So again, it's kind of there to help train them with their motor skills, dexterity, and awareness. And then and it's kind of an introductory thing. It's almost like a test to see if somebody's actually worthy of being there. And then when they're able to finally look down into the mirror, they see, it's kind of like their first glimpse at what their aura is, because this whole monk temple, they're the monks of the wild soul, but if you were to give them a subclass, they would be that aura subclass that gets like the crazy arms and legs and all that other shit. Kind of like that. So it's a bit of an introduction test for the temple and for new recruits, new members, whatever you want to call them, to see if the person has the passion. Yeah, sure. Stealing from other sources is just how the game works. Absolutely is. I really like it when people steal from me. This is why I never have keys in my pockets. Funny. Maybe part of a ceremony where parts of themselves are revealed to them. Yeah. You have been assigned to House Wolf. Yeah, it could be. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. I'm not going to think too hard on it because my players aren't ever going to ask. And if they do, maybe I'll say that. I'll improvise that on the spot. But generally, as long as I've got a basic idea of the reason why something exists or the reason why something's happening, I'm happy with that. And I always justify everything that I do in the world to myself. I never justify it to the players. Okay? And that's a rule. Trash Tendo, if you're new, keep this in mind. This is a rule. Do not ever lore dump on your players. Okay? This is because lore dumps are boring and nobody wants to hear it. Unless they specifically ask for it. If they specifically ask for it, you make them roll for it. If they go and ask an NPC about it, you make the NPC roll to see how much they know and how much they're willing to give out. Or if you just plan to have a NPC be super helpful, you do that. You always want to hear it, then cool. Have your DM lore dump on you. That's fine. But a lot of the time, that's why I seek out world building streams. I'm the only one who ever asks about lore. Then you guys are great, and your DMs will always appreciate you. But avoid dumping lore on players when they don't ask for it, and that's why I justify things for myself, but I don't go super in depth about it. Like, I'm not gonna figure out who made the box. I'm not gonna figure out how old the box is. I'm not gonna figure out, what kind of wood the box is made of and what tree it came from out of which forest on what island or continent in what shit, I forgot the word. Climate. Sure. That's going way too in depth, and it's going to be a lot of work that's just going to be wasted. Acacia wood. To be fair, you do go into that level of detail about a lot of things in your world, but those things are for you. Yeah, exactly. If it's for you, do it. Absolutely. If you enjoy doing it, do it. If you really want to do it, do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go that far in depth. If I ever feel I need to, I will. But for minor things, and I would call this a minor thing, I'm not going to go into that much detail. You like to run mystery campaigns, figuring out the lore is literally the player's main objective. Yeah, and in that kind of situation, it absolutely would be. So yeah, you would have to go through and make sure you've planned out all the different details. But I don't. So, you read every Skyrim book twice? Jesus. That's dedication. That's some real dedication. And we all know it started with the lusty Argonian maid, didn't it? Yeah, we know what you're doing. Or is that the only book that matters? So you read it twice, and now you claim you read every Skyrim book twice? Nomad Bear. Shillelagh She's a ranger. I think she's gonna trust me to... I think all my players will trust me to actually assign them animals. So I think Shillelagh, I'm gonna give... Because she's also, I almost said Arakocra, and that's not it. She's also, ASMR? I'm thinking, like, Falcon. I'm thinking of Falcon. Olaf and the Dragon is the mist nostalgic one for you because it was your first. Most is the most nostalgic for you because it was your first. Yeah, we never forget our firsts. I'm gonna go with Falcon. Garen? Garen's hard. Garen's a hard one because he's the cleric of Bahamut. He's the cleric of Bahamut. Hold on. Shillelagh, Falcon. No, I want more. No, Shillelagh's gonna be different. Garen, what's his personality? Garen's personality is that of his players. He's quiet. This is the first, like, his players new to D&D. And he's a very quiet and reserved, introvert is the word I'm looking for. He's fairly introverted. He can be extroverted when needed, like at work and stuff, because I used to work with him, but he's fairly introverted. So that's translated over to Garen. He's also a cleric of Bahamut, not through pure faith, but through... He got to this point through knowledge. Like a rabbit. Maybe. But he got to this point through knowledge, not faith. And he's mostly doing it for the power that... the power that he can gain from being a worshiper of Bahamut. His cleric backstory is very warlocky, okay? But he wanted to play cleric because he wanted to play a healer because he always plays healers in MMOs. So I was like, okay, all right, fine. You do this. I'm gonna make this work. So he's kind of in service to Bahamut. He's not a worshiper of Bahamut, but he's in service to Bahamut. So we could do a rabbit, but through the work that he's going to be doing, he's also going to have some very dragon-like stuff pushed on him. But I guess it hasn't really started. Yeah, let's do rabbit. I'll go rabbit. That's a good... Yeah, we'll go rabbit. That should work. What am I gonna do for this fucking half angel, though? She's a half angel. Her... genetically, she's kind of a daughter of Talos. The chaotic, evil... Tempest, God, lightning bolts, one eye, that kind of thing. But per nature, by what she was raised, she doesn't fully know this yet, but kind of raised to be more good and all of that. She's gonna have a conflict that she's gonna have to deal with. So there should be a little bit of both in there. No, I'll go Falcon. I think I've already Falcon or Hawk, because I think I've already alluded to her being that in some other people's, in like Garen's dream. Garen's had a dream about her, and her kind of struggle. A herd animal might fit the cleric healer. A sheep maybe. Sheep, yeah. I think I like rabbit. I think Trash Tando hit it on the head, or hit the nail on the head with rabbit. I think that's gonna be a good one. What kind of cleric is he? Bahamut traditionally had 2 orders, Platinum Cadre and the Talons Justice, the latter being more violent than the former. I actually don't know anything about those 2 orders. I didn't look into them a whole lot. But he's a life cleric. He's super healer. And just kind of freedom. Falcon, like someone who wants the freedom. Yeah, actually, so Falcon, I think Falcon's gonna work. Falcon or Hawk or some kind of smaller predatory bird. Raptor. Nomad, Shillelagh, Garen, Kunth. Kunth is our boxer monk. Way of the Open Palm. Half elf, half orc. A pigeon. I don't know what I want to do with her. She's real like in your face. She's very neutral. Kangaroo, I actually was kind of leaning kangaroo. They're chaotic, aren't they? Kangaroos are chaotic. Kunth is kind of chaotic, but that's because her player is super chaotic. Oh god, kangaroo. The more I think about it, the more I feel like kangaroo fits. Cause she's up in your face. She's not your typical monk that does a whole lot of like acrobatics and flipping around and da 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 blah blah blah. She runs up and just fucking punches as much as she can. Yeah, well, we'll put kangaroo if we think of anything better. We'll kind of add it. And then the new one, the Nomad, Shillelagh, Garen, Kunth. Okay, so our 5th player. Kangaroo's like someone who wants to protect herself. Yeah, could be. I mean, she's aggressive. She's very aggressive, but so are kangaroos. Yeah, so are kangaroos. From what I've seen. If kangaroos aren't in the world, maybe a goat or a goose have the same. A fucking Canada goose. That would be like the biggest middle finger to her ever. And I think she'd love it too. A goddamn cobra chicken. No. I like it. I really like it. And I think I'll mention that after the session too. I'll just be like, we were torn between kangaroo and Canada goose for you. I think we'll go with kangaroo. Canada goose is a little too memey. I don't want to meme out my game too much. But I love it. Okay, Elva. I think that's her name. Elva is our rogue. She's this is all I know because she's never played D&D before. Last weekend was her first time playing. Luckily, she's hooked and like really enjoyed herself. So I take that as a huge compliment. An ice bear. I almost, you know how many times I almost called her Elsa at the table? Or Elvira. Okay, so she's a high elf rogue. She likes to play elves in games. She's going assassin too. She's going assassin. So she's an assassin rogue. What do I want to do for her? You can set the course for her character with that. Give her a direction, maybe. Yeah, true. I absolutely could. I want to make sure that I pick something that she's like, okay, I like this. Because I don't want to betray any of my players in doing this. That might sound weird. That might sound a little weird. But and actually I'm gonna edit this rabbit hair. That way it's not like, oh, Garen's a tiny little bunny. No. He's a wild, he's a wild animal inside. A cat, something like a panther. Praying mantis is a fun assassin animal too. True. I like the praying mantis. I like the panther. I'm also considering like a snake, kind of. Something cool. Okay, maybe this will help. She's she uses a longbow. She's an assassin that uses a longbow because she's high elf and has longbow proficiency from being an elf. So she's a ranged assassin. She's not up close and personal. I hate it because that's how I would play an assassin. I'd play them as an elf so I could get that longbow proficiency, stay as far away from everything as possible. An owl? Ooh, an owl. I like an owl. Super quiet. Watching from a distance. Very deadly. I like that. Actually, I think that would fit. I think that would fit well. Wise. I don't remember her stats, but she rolled really high on her stats. There's a fish that spits water. Yeah. I considered that, or like the ants that shoot like boiling water out of their body. Owl, though. I kind of like the owl. I like owls in general. And like looking into a mirror and seeing like the outline or the aura of an owl like behind you or around you or just being reflected back at you, I think would be kind of cool. We'll go with that. We'll go with these. If anybody has like better options for the other four, feel free to mention them, because I'll always consider them. Nomad obviously doesn't get a choice because he's made his choice. Or we don't get to choose for him because he's made his choice. It's Bear. He goes Bear. Owls also have silent flight, which fits the rogue. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Okay. Thieves. Imp thieves. Eves. Imp thieves. At night. They're gonna come and steal from the players. If they continue on... Oh, they're gonna be half movement anyway because of the blizzard. Yeah, actually, this will straight up have to be day 2. Because of the difficult terrain that the blizzard's gonna create. Okay, cool. I'm down with this. By the way, ice bears would randomly, if you would encounter them, never attack you. Sorry. I'm brain farting right now. By the way, ice bears would randomly, if you would encounter them, never attack you. Are ice bears and polar bears the same thing? That's a good question. Okay, so yeah. They're really kind normally. I don't know. Without babies, I don't know about that. But I think I'm iffy on that because I don't know a whole lot on polar bears. Last time I learned anything about polar bears, it was like 5th grade. One of my favorite animals, but Jesus. I'm not gonna go up and try to pet a polar bear. And I know that there are towns in like Alaska where it's actually illegal to lock your car because of the polar bears. If somebody's out walking and they see a polar bear and they need a place to hide, they need to be able to get away from the polar bear. So, like, it's illegal to lock your car up there. You just know to stay away from them. Yeah, like, I'm not... Yeah. Trash Tendo, if you have a pet polar bear, I'm jealous. If you don't, please don't try to get a pet polar bear. Okay, so day 2. This should actually, hopefully, this causes the players a couple levels of exhaustion. One of which they'll lose by resting and taking it easy over the night. It'll be fine. But ideally, I want to be able to send them into the encounters on this day with a level of exhaustion at a minimum. In which they'll find the 3 imps that were fucking with them the night before. They'll have these spirits. They'll be actual animals. Kind of stopping them. There'll be a ram that's just in the path. It'll be facing them, and as they get closer, it'll kind of lower its head and maybe charge them. A snow figure, like a figure in the swirling snow as the wind kind of whips by, blowing some snow up, holding their hand up. That one's very Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe from the movie. The flower petal ladies. And then yeah, like random roots. No trees around. Well, maybe a couple trees far off in the distance, but just random roots kind of coming up and tripping the players. Or tripping the characters as they get closer to the temple. Because it's like the wild soul spirits of the temple are literally like, no, don't go this way, don't go this way, this is a bad idea, don't go this way. So they're trying to stop them. Not harm them, but stop them. No, you mean... We were on a vacation a long time ago, and we went to see polar bears with an expert, of course, and he said this. Polar bears wouldn't randomly attack you, they would run, actually. Oh, maybe the guy was crazy? So, I mean, yes, bears in general, typically, bears in general are going to run away from you. Unless they're hungry, or they found something interesting about you, or their babies are nearby, and that's not a risk that I'm willing to take. There's a documentary about a guy that used to live with bears, and you know what happened to him at the end of his however long it was year of living with the bears? They ate him, and he was like buddy with those bears, and they ate him. So I'm not gonna trust a wild animal to be nice. Smartest animals known to respect humans. There are no malicious orca attacks on humans as far as you know. They're number 2 and they know their place. Orcas are evil. And actually, I think you're right. Orcas don't attack. But the bear was a maniac. Orcas don't attack humans. And I think it's just because humans are too big. Outside of like SeaWorld. Outside of SeaWorld. Orcas in the wild don't attack humans, and I'm pretty sure it's because humans are too big. No, that's not true, because orcas are known to be predators of moose. Orcas will hunt moose. That's true. That's documented. Orcas will hunt moose. It sounds weird. So I don't know why. I actually don't know why orcas don't attack humans. Maybe it's because they recognize that humans are more intelligent, like on their same level. So they're like, okay, well, maybe we shouldn't, because these guys hunt like bigger whales. Why would we fuck with them? He couldn't think normally. The bear was one day randomly there. Only because moose dive 30 feet deep to eat seagrass. Yeah, that's why. But the fact that an orca sees a moose underwater and is like, oh, free meal. That's a little terrifying, right? It's a little terrifying. Okay. Imps, fun. Little role play puzzle thing for the players to kind of deal with. And I'm not including a DC for this one, because what I'm going to do, what I often like to do, is I'm going to have all the players roll, and then whoever rolls lowest is getting tripped. Oftentimes, when I have something that I absolutely want to happen, I will make, but I don't care who it happens to. If I have something that I want to happen, it needs to happen, it happens. The players see it, they notice it, they learn it, anything like that. But if it's something that it's like, oh, I only want one person to notice and then they can tell the rest of the party, I will have everybody, but I don't care who it is, I'll have everybody roll, and then whoever's lowest or highest, depending on which way I want to go, they're going to be the one that encounters that. If there's a tie, then they both encounter it. Stuff like that. Cetaceans have really good communication abilities and can pass on knowledge. You really think it's a culture thing? Yeah, very well, maybe. You love orcas? Basically love every animal, bugs not included. Some bugs are great. Are antlions actually a thing? Antlions aren't a real thing, right? I thought they were a fantasy thing. And some bugs are cool. I like millipedes. Millipedes are fun. Praying mantises are fun. Anytime I can find a praying mantis, I'm immediately trying to grab it. What else? Worms are just silly. Worms are silly little noodles. Flesh noodles. There's a cursed image for your mind. Yeah, some, but most are disgusting. Yeah, I mean, kind of. Grasshoppers are fun to catch, but they're really, really, like, nasty looking if you get up close and personal with them. They're mouths. They're, ugh. Don't look at a bug's face. Moths are cool. I like moths. I've seen some really awesome, like, really cool looking moths around my home. We have a bunch of antlions where you live. They build funnels for ants to fall into and then trap them further down by throwing sand at them. What the hell? Antlions are a thing? Oh! They are. That's not what I thought it would be. They almost look like dragonflies. Almost. Angry Meatballs. I like dragonflies. Yeah, they almost look like dragonflies. Or, there's other bugs that look like dragonflies. Flying bugs with long bodies. I can't remember what they're called. They're really annoying, though. I think they bite. They're the larva for a dragonfly animal. Oh. What's the point of being an ugly piece of flesh with just a mouth? Hey, man, that hurts. That hurts my feelings. Yeah, I might say throw. I didn't know they were real things. Wonder the same thing about your ex. The actual flying phase only lives to reproduce. Yeah. What else is like that? There's a lot of bugs that only hit the flying stage, and at that point they can only reproduce. Like, they can't even eat. Cicadas? Yeah. What do we call them? We call them mosquito eaters, but they don't eat mosquitoes. I know that those things, they don't eat anything once they hit their adult stage. For those cicadas, I think it's 17 years for one type. There's another type of cicada that actually comes out like yearly, I think. But those the really big ones, yeah, I think they stay underground for like 17 years. Okay. Imps. I'm not changing the imps at all. I like imps as they are. Actually, I am going to change the imps. I'm just going to give them more health. Because I'm a dick. I'm a dick. I'm a lover. I'm a child. I'm a brother. I'm a sinner. I'm a saint. You know, that works. That actually works. I guess that song goes both ways. Pretty easily. But hey, that was my awake time. Okay. It's a prime number, 13 or 17, depends on the species. Because that way it doesn't align with predators' reproductive rhythms? What the fuck? Really? Not a problem, Scythro. I appreciate the spreading the knowledge. I always like learning new things. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'm glad you could make it. Hopefully I see you tomorrow and Monday and every single day after that I stream. Just like having you around. Anyway, have a good one, Scythro. Water. Water and almonds. Amazingly, slightly filling me up. Okay. Imps. My players are gonna hit these guys. I'll give them 60 health. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that they are like always invisible. Always invisible. Because they have that invisibility. They're smart enough to know that they should be invisible as much as possible. Unfortunately, what this means is it's gonna be like one turn, or they're gonna start out invisible, and then on their first turn they're gonna attack. Yeah, first turn they're gonna attack, and then on their for that turn they're gonna be visible. Second turn they're gonna turn invisible. And actually I think I'm gonna give them 2 stings. I think I'm gonna let them sting twice each time. Because why not? Action economy and all of that. They're not meant to be super hard, but I do want to just fuck with my players a bit. Ice Golem. 17 AC, lots of HP. Actually, we're gonna make this like... We're gonna make this 250. Oh god, am I gonna have a map for this? I should, shouldn't I? Shit. Because I have the Ice Golem minis and I want to use them. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna use those dry erase boards. That's what they're there for. Yeah, we'll give them like 250 health. They're gonna do 2 slam attacks. Fuck it, let's make it 3. That's a large plus to hit. Plus 10. That means that on the barbarian, I'm gonna have to roll a 9 to hit him. Because he uses a shield and his unarmored AC is like 17. And he always uses a shield. Of course, I gave him a one-handed weapon that does a shit ton of damage, so I guess I kind of enabled that one. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll make it 3 slam attacks. Action economy. That's what we're looking for. And then fuck it. We're gonna do 8d8 on the cold breath. What's 8 times 8? 64, so half should be about 32. Yeah, so about 30-ish damage on those cold breaths. That's not terrible. What if we do 7d8? We'll make it 7d8. No, actually, I'm going to make it like a dragon breath. I'm going to do 8d8, and then we're going to say recharge, what, 5 to 6? That way it's on a recharge. So the idea should be cold breath. Lots and lots of cold breath. But if they don't have their cold breath, they're going to go in and start doing some melee damage. And actually, what if we make it 10d8? We'll make it real dangerous. If I'm doing that, though, I'm going to change this to 225-ish. HP is another thing where I'm real lenient on exactly what happens. If my players get within a certain like threshold, like within 10 HP of the creature's actual like HP number, I'll consider it a kill. Like if they hit within 10. So if they're exactly 10 away, no, this thing's still got a little bit of fight in it. But if they hit it and it's got 5 health left, I'll let them kill it, because you would not believe how many times my players have been killing my enemy or killing my creatures and they knock them down to 1 health. And it's like, well, this feels a little cheap because they only have 1 health left. But yeah. Magic weapons, magic resistance, that's gonna be great. Cold breath, that'll be fun. Multi-attack, lots and lots of multi-attack. And I'll probably just beat down the barbarian with that. I'm also making this a lot harder. No, I'm gonna make this 250. I'm also making this a lot harder because, like I said, my cleric is a life cleric. He has a channel divinity that lets him distribute just 40 health across the party. D8 or 10d8 on a DC 17 is average 40 damage on failed save, 15% chance of success with no mod. Yeah, that sounds about right. Again, the con saves are, yeah, actually, You're right. We'll do 8. We'll make it 8d8 because that is a high con. It's also on a recharge. And God, if I don't get the recharge. We'll see. If it gets real dire, I'll work a little DM magic. Yeah, I'll work a little DM magic. But I have a feeling I have 5 players now. A life cleric that's able to dish out like 3 turns in a row, 40 points of healing per turn. We'll see. We'll see. And I have notoriously bad luck with the recharge rolls. So yeah. Maybe we'll make it well, yeah, that's on a failed. Okay, we'll make it like 16. +2 con raises success to 20%. +2 con and proficiency brings success to 35%. Their proficiency is... Oh yeah, their proficiency is a +3 right now. The barbarian, I'm not worried about it. The others, though, if they only have a +2, they'd have to roll a 14. That's a 35% chance of success. With proficiency, it's even higher. I think your numbers are a little off, Angry Meatball. We'll make it a 16. We'll give them an extra 5% on that one. But again, it's going to be on a recharge. It's not something that I'm going to be able to use every single turn. Also, their regular slam attack is going to have, like, is basically going to be on the most armored person in the party. It's going to be a 50-50 chance. Not a problem. Not a problem, Meatball. Math gets confusing sometimes. We'll make it a DC 16. What was that DC based off of, though? Was it based off of its con? Whatever, I'll just change that and not adjust the con for it. Your head's in a bad way. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to hear that. Hopefully you feel better. Bum, 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 bum. If you want to guarantee it gets the breath twice, just have it automatically get the breath weapon back when it drops to half health. Yeah, that's true. That's something I haven't done yet, but I always I try to keep that in mind. They used to do it in 4th edition. Yeah, I think I've heard that. And that's just another thing that we should be stealing from other editions as well as other TTRPGs is steal different mechanics. Yeah, that's actually fair. Recharge at half health. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's do that. But boy, they're gonna like they're gonna focus fire one of these in one turn, knock it down to like half health. It's gonna start with a cold breath, and then it's gonna do another cold breath after that. They might have to get a little tactical with it. Yeah, we'll see. This will be interesting. I'm excited to see how this goes. Cold aura, though. I want a cold aura. What creature has a cold aura? I need a creature that has a cold aura. Oh, it looks like he's done. I think white dragons have cold aura, don't they? No. They have cold breath. What has a cold aura? Something has an aura. I don't even need it to be a cold aura. I need it to be an aura. Trolls. There's a troll that has an aura. Oh, hey, hold on. Ice troll? Ice trolls have cold auras. Hey, nice. So corrected for a DC 16. No mods is a 25% chance of success. Yeah. +2 con is 30. Wrong. And +2 con and proficiency is 45. +2. Any +2 is going to be an increase of 10% because every point is 5%. So a +2 con is going to be a 35% chance at success. And then with proficiency, with the extra 15, it would be 50%. Because with a +2 con, that means that you don't have to, you now have to roll a 14 instead of a 16. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, that's 7. 7 times 5 is 35%. So you're off by 5% on those. It's okay. It's okay. We're here to learn, right? We're always here to learn. Okay. So, cold aura on this ice troll. Because why not? You need to go to bed? Then go to bed, man. Go get some sleep. Take care of yourself. Should always be prioritizing yourself and taking care of yourself. Let's see. What does this say? While it's alive, troll generates aura bitter cold within 10 feet of it. That's pretty good. All non-magical flames in the aura are extinguished at the start of its turn. And any creature that starts its turn within 10 feet of the troll takes 3d6 cold damage. That ain't bad. Yeah, you think you're out? All right, man. Yeah, go sleep. I'll catch you later, Meatball. It's always a pleasure to have you around. It really is. I appreciate you stopping by. So I'm gonna copy paste this because that's pretty good. Oh no. Okay, there we go. So while alive, fuck that. Even when you kill it, we're gonna have it emit the aura. Because why not? It's an elemental. The ice golem generates an aura of bitter cold that fills the area within 10 feet of it. At the start of the golem's turn, all non-magical flames in the aura are extinguished. Should there be a comma there? I don't think there should be. Any creature that starts its turn within 10 feet of the golem takes... And we always erase that. Do we want to do 3d6? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do 3d6. We're going to make this a hard fight for them. And hey, maybe I'll get lucky and kill one of them. That would be cool. That would be pretty cool. Teach them to fuck with me. Okay. Not bad, not bad. So I think today we're going to be going through the rock nest. They're going to find the horses, or maybe not. We'll see. They'll have to deal with a blizzard and some thieving imps. A little bit of roleplay there with the mirrored bottom thing. The lockbox. Imps that they'll encounter. They'll come across the wild soul spirits, and then ice golem. Yeah, I think that works. Not bad. And then after they've done all of that, we'll end the game, or at least we might end the game there. It depends on how long the imp encounter goes, how long the ice golem encounter is gonna go. Because ideally we don't want it to run too long. And if it goes too long, if it takes them forever to get through this stuff, then we may actually stop right before the ice golem fight. We'll see. So I'll use those snap lock, well, they're not snap lock, but I'll use those whiteboard pieces to actually do the map today. And then after that, I think next week, or the next Saturday, because I won't be playing, I'll still plan this out. I'll see about drawing up the dungeon that is the temple, and we can explore that a bit and see how that goes. Maybe figure out what we want to put in there. I have ideas. I already know what I want to go in there, and it's gonna be for sure a bone devil. This is all gonna be in the Temple of the Wild Soul, though. For sure, there's gonna be a bone devil. There's gonna be some imps. There's gonna be some lemurs or whatever the hell they are. I'll have to actually get the stat blocks in here. But then, yeah, we'll figure out where these various treasures are. We'll figure out what other smaller stuff we want to put in, like where all that's gonna be located and whatnot. I think we also have to. Well, today's gonna be this little farm/garden. It's wintertime though, so there's not gonna be anything growing there. It's just gonna be like a plot of land for that. Yeah. Not too bad. I feel ready for this. Amazingly. I think I'm only gonna need 4 of these, because they're like 8x10s. So I can do what 16x20 map with them. That might be enough. I could also do I could do 2x2, or I could do like 2x3. If I do 2x3, I could go 16x30, or I could go 24x20. 24x20 might actually be better. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll bring 6 of them, and I'll kind of plan for that. I have old stuff drawn all over them, and I'm gonna have to clean it all up before I can write anything else on them. Because, oh hey, it actually wipes off pretty easily. Rubbed off with my finger. I've got a bottle of like watered down alcohol. That'll help. I'm just getting stuff ready so I can clean those tiles up. But yeah, I'll just use the tiles. I'll use dry erase, like I said before. We're not really. I've kind of failed. I've kind of failed in that I haven't created any of my terrain stuff yet. I'd like to be able to do some of that on stream, but I don't have the setup for it. I need like another camera, and a good, well lit workspace for it. But yeah, okay. Not bad though. I think that fleshes out what they're going to be encountering on the way there pretty well. The temple itself, So we have the treasures. Let's make an other list. Make an other list. Let's do... Oh no. What else are we gonna put in there? Should we put in some healing potions? Oh, actually, where's my bag? Let's look at some of this stuff. Oh, and I'll have to create item cards for some of the things in there. Like, I don't know if I have the hand wraps of the trainee already printed out. But I'll have to do Valscythe's Loathing. Actually, I think that's about it. Which means I'll have to print out other items to go with it, because they're sheets of 9, and I don't want to waste an entire sheet just to print off one thing. What do I have in all my cards? What do I have? They got all kinds of messed up from being tossed around. Yeah, separate, please. These cards are being a pain in the ass. There we go. So, I've got potions all over the place. Like healing potions, specifically. I don't think the party actually has any on them right now. So, maybe dropping a healing potion or 5 would be a good idea. What else? So I've got these vial of smelling salts. Scroll of Dimension Door. Potion of Supreme Healing. Potion of Experimental Haste. Oh gosh. Vial of Basic Poison. The Magic Camel. I did make a magic camel. Potion of Invulnerability. Put that up there. Monocle of Sea Invisibility. Stone of Ill Luck. Elixir of Health. Stone of Good Luck. These teeth. There we go. What is the next step in his cursed weapon thing? Oh, that's right. It heals. It heals him. So that's cool. Oh no, we'll put that there. More potion of healing. Actually, these are all my potions of healing. Potion of Watchful Rest. That's always a good one. There's the hand wraps of the trainee. So I did print those out. Stained with the Sweat and Blood of Fighters. Get +1 to unarmed attacks and damage. And when attacking on a critical hit, they restore a key point. On a crit fail, they restore a d4 of HP. Not a lot, but they are there to... I mean, they're for training, right? Vials of Acid. Supreme Healing. Some Superior Healing Potions. Greater Healing Potions. Ooh, I got a lot of graders. Apparently I made a bunch of graders. And regular potions of healing. Garb of the Influencer. More Potion of Healing. Yeah. I don't think the party has any healing potions. So maybe I should drop some off for them. Let's go with... Let's go with, oh gosh, I don't know. 2 greater healing potions. What else? What else? I could always make more scrolls, too. Scrolls are not a terrible idea. Yeah, let's see. Scroll. We'll do a scroll, maybe 2. I'm gonna go in here and item cards to create. Oh, I still need to do 2 of those. Okay, that works. Homebrew magic items. Valsite's Loathing. That's 3. 4. 5. I guess I could do like 4 more scrolls too. Just lots of scrolls. 6 scrolls. Okay. Yeah. Fuck it. Why not? I need more scrolls. So I guess I just got to figure out what the scrolls are gonna do. What are the scrolls gonna do? I could think of, I could do like a scroll of enhance ability. Potentially. Hold on. Oh, I don't know where my player's handbook is. Let me look up enhanceability. There we go. Okay. It's a 2nd level spell. That's not bad. That should mean that just about anybody could use it. And then it's just advantage on various checks, right? Yeah? Yeah? Not bad. It's not bad. However, what if we do... Okay. Okay. Let's do a scroll of... Whoops. Scroll of. But we're going to specify... We're going to specify this. We're going to make it bare. We're gonna do 2 of those. And you know what? We'll do Owl's Wisdom too. So we're gonna do 2 bear and 2 owl. Just cause maybe it would be fun. What about? No, I take that back. We'll do 1 of each. Scroll of enhanceability bear, scroll of enhanceability owl. What about isn't there astral projection? Isn't there an astral projection spell? Yeah, there is. Oof. That's a 9th level spell too. Oh god, do I want to give them a 9th level spell? Let's see, you and up to 8 willing creatures. You go into the astral plane. Material body you leave behind is unconscious and in a state of suspended animation. Doesn't need food or air and doesn't age. Astral body resembles your mortal form in every way. You're tethered. Astral form can freely travel. If you enter a new plane or return to the plane you were on when casting the spell, your body and possessions are transported along the silver cord, allowing you to re-enter your body as you enter the new plane. Your astral form is a separate incarnation. Okay. Any damage or other effects that apply to it have no effect on your physical body, nor do they persist when you return to it. Cool. Interesting. Okay, so it's just a way for them to get to the astral plane. I don't know if I want to do that. There's got to be something more interesting, right? Auras. Aura of life? No, party has enough healing. Aura of purity? Nah, party has enough disease resistance. Aura of vitality? Nah, party has enough healing. Fuck. Ooh, bark skin. Is bark skin any good? AC can't be less than 16. I don't think that actually matters here. Beacon of Hope. Beacon of Hope would be ridiculous. I'm not gonna give them that. Not in a scroll. Not in a scroll. Ooh, I could give them Beast Bond. Until the spell ends, the link is active. You establish a telepathic link with one beast you touch that is friendly to you or charmed by you. Okay. Through the link, the beast can understand your telepathic messages to it, and it can telepathically communicate simple emotions and concepts back to you. While the link is active. Oh, okay, so it only lasts for 10 minutes, though. Shame. That could have been a good one. Oh, how about Blur? Oh no. Not Disintegrate. Dream? no, we won't do Dream. What's Dream of the Blue Veil? Wait, what's this from? Tasha's. You and up to 8 willing creatures within range fall unconscious and experience visions of another world on the material plane. If the spell reaches its full duration, which is 6 hours, goddamn. Okay, so if the spell reaches its full duration, the visions conclude with each of you encountering and pulling back a mysterious blue curtain. The spell then ends with you mentally and physically transported to the world that was in the visions. To cast the spell, Jesus. Wait, how is that? What the fuck? What the fuck? How is that, like... That would be a crazy campaign that would allow that spell. Like, super crazy. That's way strong. That's not just a teleport to another plane. I mean, it kind of is. It kind of is a teleport to another plane. That's weird, though. That'd be a whole other world. Your DM would have to be prepared for that. They'd have to be prepared for that. Otherwise... what's FTD? Fizbin's Treasury of Dragons. Oh, yes. This is Fizbin's Platinum Shield. Oh, yeah, that's not a bad spell. It's just super, super protective. So it gives them half cover, which is just a +2 to their AC. Damage resistance against the chromatic dragon damages. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison. And then evasion. God. How long does that last? A minute. That's not bad. That's not bad. Actually, fuck, I might do that. Scroll of Platinum Shield. Wow, it's only available to sorcerers and wizards? Oh, yeah. Scroll of Platinum Shield, then. We're gonna try to give them stuff that they don't actually have. What else? 3 more, right? What's Fortune's Favor? It's out of... Oh. I don't want to use any Wild Mount spells. Foresight. I'm gonna give them a Scroll of Foresight. No, I'm gonna print off a Scroll of Foresight. I don't know if I'm gonna give it to them. because goddamn, Foresight is so strong. Foresight is so strong. Also, I guess I could give it to them, and it would be, it's one of those things where I have rules for using spell scrolls. If you don't, or if you aren't a spellcaster, and it's basically just you have to roll a intelligence check of 10 plus whatever the spell level is. Cantrips being level 0, so cantrip spell scrolls a thing. And you just have to, if you don't know how to cast spells, or you can't cast spells of that similar level, you have to roll an intelligence check. 10, you succeed. Easy peasy. That also means that I can throw out 9th level spell scrolls, and anybody that doesn't have the ability to cast 9th level spells, or doesn't have the ability to cast spells, can still use it. Maybe. But they get one try to read it. They get one try to read it. If they try and they fail, they can never use that scroll until they either get enough levels in a spellcasting class to be able to cast similar spells of the same level, or they increase their intelligence enough? I don't know. Yeah, I think that's the only time I'd let it, is if they actually worked to increase their intelligence in order to be able to try to read it and cast the spell. Yeah. Scroll of, I'll put Fizzbins in here. That way I don't forget where it's from. What is this? Guardian of Nature. A nature spirit answers your call and transforms you into a powerful guardian. Transformation lasts until the spell ends. Primal Beast or Great Tree? That one's not bad. I actually kind of like this one. So, Primal Beast. Bestial fur covers your body, your facial features become feral, and you gain the following benefits. Your walking speed increases by 10 feet. You gain dark vision with a range of 120. You make strength-based attack rolls with advantage, and your melee weapon attacks deal an extra 1d6 force damage. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And would be really, really funny because it's like, oh, this is a really good spell for the barbarian. But his intelligence is so garbage that he'd have to roll a 16 to be able to succeed. Because I'm pretty sure he has a -2 in his intelligence. Or a Great Tree. Your skin appears barky. Leaves sprout from your hair and you gain the following benefits. You gain 10 temporary HP. You make Constitution saves with advantage. You make Dexterity and Wisdom-based attacks with advantage. And while you're on the ground within 15 feet of you is difficult terrain for your enemies. Neat. Let's do that. That sounds fun. And actually, that kind of fits, the theme a bit. I rather like that. I'm scrolling all the way down. I want to see what else we can find that may be on the other side. Lots of walls. That's a lot of walls. Wall of fire, wall of force, wall of ice, wall of light, wall of sand, wall of stone, wall of thorns, wall of water. Water walk? Nah. Watery sphere? Nah. Weird? No, not another level 9. True Seeing. This spell gives for 1 hour, gives the willing creature you touch the ability to see things as they actually are. For the duration, the creature has true sight, notices secret doors hidden by magic, and can see into the ethereal plane, all out to a range of 120 feet. Neat. Neat. Interesting. Maybe True Seeing. Actually, what's that available to? Bard, Cleric, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard. The Cleric would have access to it, so I don't want to do True Seeing. Again, I don't want to do anything that's going to be super available to the party. Transport via plants? Whew. Duration lasts 1 round. And it's, wait. Oh, it's just, wait, how is transport via plants different from tree stride? Oh, tree stride lasts longer? Tree stride lasts longer. Oh, because it's something tree stride is something you put on yourself. Oh. Transport via plants is the big one. The big one. Okay. I'm not giving them that. Time stop, no. Tongues? Bard, Cleric, Sorcerer, yeah, no. Or I don't do a scroll. I can do lots of different things. Let me see here. What do I have access to? What do I have access to? Scroll. No, what if we don't do that? Let me look at my homebrew stuff. I like the Phoenix cigar. What did we say that this actually does? Functions as both a quarterstaff and a blowgun. Astral needles. Attacks with this weapon cause phantom pain determined by the user. On a hit, the target must make an int save. Yep. Okay, that's going to be a lot to put in a card, but doable. Ring of Fog Cloud, Nature's Grasp. The Bull's Horns. Oh yeah, Bull's Horns. Could be fun. I could see the Barbarian wearing those. He'd be dashing all over the fucking place. I need stuff that's not going to benefit the Barbarian. He's already a little overpowered. Did I create the feathered jacket?
Thank you so much for playing my game.
Oh. Actually, I could do the face paint of Disguised Self. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Face paint of disguised self. That should be a good one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. So I will create those. I don't know. Tomorrow night, probably. After my second D&D game. Yeah, I'll probably create those tomorrow night. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick break. I need something more than just almonds. So I will be right back, and then I guess we'll figure out exactly what's gonna happen after they're done with the no, we're gonna figure out what else is at the temple. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. I will be right back. Okay. Got some food. So, gosh, yeah. Item cards. Which ones are we gonna put in here? I think, obviously, this is gonna be in there. I think we'll do Scroll of Enhance Ability. We'll do the Scroll of Guardian of Nature as well. Scroll of Guardian of Nature. Scroll of Enhance Ability. There? Scroll of Enhance Ability Owl. Okay. That should be okay. We also need... I need a puzzle somewhere. So they currently have a box, and in that box they have a key. They haven't opened the box, they don't know they have a key. When they open the box, they're not going to know it's a key. Because it's not going to look like a key. I mean, they might, with the description, they might look at it and go, okay, that's a key, obviously. I'd be surprised if they did. But I don't know what I want the door for this puzzle to actually look like. Because I kind of want it to be, I don't know, I kind of want to put something down for the players to actually sit there and mess with. So what if I did like a triple ring thing? Like three rings, larger, middle, or outside, middle, inner. And they have to like spin, turn them, however, and then depending on how they get them rearranged, then the key will actually get like inserted. So it's you solve the spinning puzzle in order to reveal a keyhole that you use the key for, something like super secure. And that's where you'd find like these artifacts, and probably these other things like the potions and the scrolls. The weapons and money you could probably find laying around all over the place, scattered about. Yeah, let me see. No. What do you call that? Is that concentric circles? Concentric circles puzzle. Yeah, that's it. Oh, see, they have a lot of these, don't they? Oh god, they have jigsaw puzzle ones. That would be terrible. I couldn't do that. Yeah, kind of. Kind of. What if? I apologize. I'm still eating. What if? What if we did a puzzle? Ellipse select? No. Shapes. There we go. Rectangle. Ellipse. Solid color. We'll make it red. Shift to make a solid one? Oh, okay, yeah. Perfect. And then another one. Whatever. And then we'll do larger one. So it'll be something kind of similar to this. Kind of. And then let's do give me the paint bucket. Red in there. No. Whatever. So we've got these 3 circles, essentially. Oh, how is this gonna work? I guess it wouldn't be huge, would it? It would be about the size of the key. But then all throughout it, we would have these paintbrush. Give me that. Brush width. 80's too big. 50. 50's good. All throughout it, we'd have these like holes. Okay. So it'd be kind of one of these things. And then they have to spin and turn them. It's also going to be covered with an image as well. So ideally it's also going to be an image that kind of works in like multiple different ways. So they can't go off of just the image, but they also have to go off of all the holes and everything. And what they want to do is try to align the holes in a way that would match the key, because it's going to be more like kind of like a flat disc almost, with pegs on one side. I just have to find a like an image of something that would work for that. Right? And I don't know what would actually work. I don't know what would actually work. It would have to be related to the temple. So it'd have to be related to nature, plants, animals, and spirit. Sure. So how is it gonna make them all like related? How's it gonna relate all of them together? That's the big question. That's the biggest question I have that I need to figure out. Am I have each each circle point to the other circles, or is it going to be images that stretch across the rings? It would be very Pirates of the Caribbean. That map. That map they have with the moving circles. Is this one it? Is this it? Because it kind of doesn't make any sense as you spin all the rings until certain pieces lock into place and oof. Apparently people are making replicas of the map, selling them for like $60. Jesus. Although, what if we did like a... What if it wasn't that? What if it was more like a star chart map? Oh, let's do that. Let's make it a star chart. That means that I would need... What am I needing? Typical star maps, star charts, stuff like that. Let me see this image. That's not terrible. That's not terrible, right? Kinda what I'm looking for. Maybe stick figures is what I need. But I could definitely... Oh, I might be able to figure out a way to make it look... I might be able to find a way. I'd need an image. I'd need an image. That's what I would need. But I think if I do an image, maybe it's not going to be 3 rings. What if I do something that's like... similar to... It was Da Vinci, right? Yeah, the Vitruvian Man. I could do something similar. I could do something very, very similar. So actually, what if we did that? What if we did that and we made it look like stars? We can make it look like stars. So let's start over. Let's do 1,000 by 1,000. I don't care. Nice and big. Cool. Takes up the perfect space. So I need circles. That's too big. So we're gonna go nice and big. And then we're gonna do it again. Roughly, we're not being perfect here. And then we're gonna do it again. And then again. And I don't know how many circles we want to do. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can make it super like, we could really lean into this and do 7. We could go 7 for what, the different chakras? Chakras? I'm only color coding this because... Oh wait, hold on. Oh damn, hold on. Hold on. Oh damn. Okay, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them. Yeah, we could do that. They'd probably be really annoyed with it. But what if we did do a kind of a Vitruvian Man thing? So, let's go white. Paintbrush, and let's do 10. How big is 10? No, let's do 25. 25's big. Okay, so Vitruvian Man, head would probably be about there. Arm 1, arm 2, arm 3, arm 4. Feet are gonna be like foot 1, foot 2, foot 3, foot 4, something like that. Something like that. And then we need like joints. So where's the hips? Hips are gonna be roughly above the feet. So what? Like one there, one there. It would have to be in the circles too. I couldn't have any on the line, because anything on the line is going to be easy to line up. And I don't want to do it. We could do knees as well. Knee, knee. 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 We'll say shoulder, shoulder. Oh gosh, I don't know. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, obviously. It's nowhere near perfect. Let's see. That would be about stomach. That's not terrible, right? What if the stomach was a square? That way it's rotatable. That's why it's rotatable. It's an active piece, but it's like it's different enough. We can put more stars along the lines, or we can do less. That's another thing. We can do less. But this already looks confusing. This already looks confusing. So let's make it a little more defined. Well, hold on. What did I do? Back. Okay. I want this. I want this there. Okay, so that's 25. What if we go down to 10? And then it's more like it's not perfect. Actually, I'm gonna hold on. Make them line up almost within the column of each line. Kind of having fun with this one. Yeah, kind of having fun with this one. Because we can get a little weird with it. What if we do that there? Oh, and then we need more through here, don't we? That's not terrible, right? That's not terrible. And it helps guide things. It helps guide things a bit. But then maybe it's a giant door. Maybe it's a giant door and the key fits in that center. In the stomach. I kind of like that. Kind of like that. No, that's too much. Get rid of that one. Not terrible. Whoops. How's that looking? But it's not going to be colored either. It's not going to be colored. Oh, and then I want to do... just a couple, like, random ones. That way the image is still there. So the image is still there, but now it's a little muddled. And it's not going to be completely clear what's going on. I kind of like this. I kind of like how this is looking. Oh gosh, and it's already like 4. Okay. Yeah, fuck this one. No, this one's looking better. This is more what I want to do. So I think this is what I'm gonna do. I think something similar to or something like this, and like I said, it's not gonna be colored. It won't be colored. Gosh, if it would cooperate. I think what I'd do is have it like a real dark, like midnight blue. Oh, hold on. Kind of like that. That actually looks quite a bit better. I think that looks better. I could probably get rid of some of those? I'm not sure. This will take some tweaking. This will definitely take some tweaking, and I think what I'll actually do is like take an image of the Vitruvian Man, put it over a circle as like a semi-transparent layer, and then hit the dots on those joints and then go from there, or something, I don't know. It's not, I don't think that's a terrible idea. Anyway, I think that's where I'm gonna kind of leave it. And I better minimize this before my wife gets home and sees it. But anyway, cool. I'm feeling prepared for today's session. So I'm gonna shout out I guess just all of you, any and everybody that actually stuck around, hung out with me, chatted with me. That's gonna be Angry Meatball, oh gosh, Scythro, Trash Tendo, just everybody. Shiz in the beginning. I know Rhiannon stopped by. Thank you to everybody. I greatly appreciate everything that you guys do for me, and I appreciate you guys just coming and hanging out with me. So I'd like to raid somebody. Let's see if there's anybody that's actually streaming right now that might need a raid. I'm not. It's Saturday. This is the thing. It's Saturday, and like, there's nobody on. So let's go find somebody. Let's go find... Ah, hell, I don't know. I don't think we have a whole lot to raid with anyway. No, I don't see... Not really any good options. Okay. Oh well. I guess we just won't raid today. Anyway, thank you to everybody that hung out with me. Thank you for everybody sharing your ideas and whatnot. And hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow for whatever the hell I stream tomorrow. All right. Bye.